Her hands were shaking before he even opened the door, but it wasn't fear that made them tremble. It was rage, pure and quiet and deep, the kind that coils in your chest when you already know how the story goes before it starts, and yet you still have to live it again, and this time she was going to make sure the world saw every second, because the moment the red and blue lights started flashing behind her, Patrice Moore opened her live stream, tilted her phone just enough to catch her face and the approaching cruiser and whispered, "Y'all! I don't think this is going to end well, please stay with me." And the chat began to light up instantly, people recognizing the dread in her voice, the eerie calm, and then he came into view. Officer Jared Slater, white male, mid-40s, wide smirk, and a swagger that screamed entitlement, and from the second he strolled up to her car window like he owned the entire damn road, the comments started flying. "Stay calm, Queen." "Record everything." "This man's got problem" written all over him, and then the first words out of his mouth weren't license and registration, or ma'am, or anything professional. They were, well, what's a pretty girl like you doing in the wrong neighborhood?" Followed by a long pause where his smile grew wider, and Patrice blinked hard, kept her voice level and said, "I wasn't aware it was the wrong neighborhood, officer." But he leaned in further and muttered just loud enough for the mic to catch it, "Not a lot of your kind out here unless someone's up to something." And that was when the chat exploded, because thousands of people had just heard it live, clear as day. And Patrice stared straight ahead, letting the silence speak, and he chuckled, and said, "Oh, don't give me that look, it's just a joke." But he didn't stop there. He tapped her side mirror and said, "Did you borrow this car or did your boyfriend let you take it for a spin?" And the stream count ticked up. 20K, 30K, 45K, because people were screen recording, sharing, reposting, and screaming for someone to get legal help to her immediately. But Slater didn't notice or didn't care, and when he asked her to step out of the vehicle, she asked calmly, "Am I being detained, sir?" And he laughed like she'd just told him a joke, leaned back and said, "You watch too much TV, sweetheart, this is just a friendly stop, unless you've got something to hide." And the moment she stepped out, he said, "Hands where I can see them, no sudden moves," loud and theatrical, like he was putting on a show for no one, except this time he was, because 82,000 people were watching, many of them lawyers, activists, mothers, students, pastors, and teenagers who knew what could happen in moments like these. And as he patted her down with more aggression than protocol required, he said under his breath, "Don't worry, I won't mess up your little wig." And she said loud enough for the mic, "That's racist and inappropriate." And he smiled at the camera, yes, the camera, because only then did he notice it, still mounted to her dashboard, still streaming, still catching every second